Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So if you got an extraordinary thought for the ordinary mind that you want everyone else to hear, then go to Anchor. What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcast with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. And today, you already know I always try to bring somebody on the show. And this time around, I just really want you to understand that we got a Staff Sergeant United States Marine Corps, motivational speaker, host of Waking Life, and you can definitely find that on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. No, actually, go ahead, bro. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lamont Cordell. Those that know my name is Lamont Hicks, but I go by Lamont Cordell on all my social media. And I'm thankful for you having me on the show, brother. Always. I appreciate it. Me and Meech linked up not too long ago, and I love the energy he puts out. He's an amazing motivational speaker, and the funny thing is, I told him, I said when I first reached out to him that he was inspiring me. So, it's only right that we linked up together.
Man, look, first and foremost, bro, I'm just gonna say, man, you the inspiration. All right,
I appreciate that.
I'm just trying to get how you is, and coming on the show, we already had talked about it. Mm-hmm. Validation.
Ooh, the word alone brings you chills.
You feel me? Yeah. And I've always think to myself, and I sat back and I actually looked up what validation is, and it has just 4 meanings of it.
Okay.
But the one that hit home was recognition of affirmation that a person of their feelings or opinions are valid, worthwhile.
Yes.
And why is validation important?
I think, sadly enough, well, not even sadly, because I think that, validation can be good or bad depending on what you're doing with it or why you need it. I think it's important for growth, honestly. I don't think it's all bad. I think there are instances where it is bad, but growth first and foremost, because if you're doing something and someone's giving you a head nod, or if someone's telling you that what you're doing isn't working, then it kind of gives you a little bit of headway to know whether or not you need to switch something up.
You feel me? And we need some form of validation.
Yes.
In order to even know if you're doing good, you need to know if you got some validation.
Of course. If
we out right now and I'm saying something or I'm doing something, I'm going to look over at you to see if I'm in the right ballpark.
Of course.
Or you're going to let me know no, yo, cut it out. That ain't the vibe. That's not it.
Yeah.
But when does it become a problem in your life?
I think when validation becomes a problem is when you are seeking validation for everything that you're doing. If you cannot make a move without confirming whether or not that move is good with someone else, then at that point, the amount of validation you need is starting to become toxic in your life.
I believe that so much because, and it's so crazy because validation, it comes from the things that we wear, the people that we interact with.
Yeah.
It comes, if we dive a little bit deeper, it even goes into the dreams and aspirations that we have.
Big fact.
Now, I bought some jogger shorts.
Okay.
And I'm really enjoying it. Been hitting the squats, getting the legs in order. Summer around the corner, so I've been getting my life in order.
Of course.
Jogger shorts from PacSun. These shorts cost, I say, $40.
Okay.
Not even 2 days later, we go to Walmart. Mm-hmm. I see the exact same pair of shorts.
But you gotta buy the PacSun ones.
I'm gonna buy the PacSun ones. Because ain't nobody about to know I'm wearing these Walmart shorts.
Exactly, right?
And my wife over there hyping me up like, yo, just get the shorts, get the shorts. I said, nah, I ain't gonna be wearing them.
Well, that goes back to, bro, I remember being in high school, man, and we didn't have money like that growing up. So, you know, of course, mom was getting us what she could in order for us to sustain life. And I had the Adidas with the 5 stripes, bro.
You feel me? And now that's okay. You can do that now. Back then, I remember, like, you know what's so crazy is that Fila is now in.
Okay.
You know, Champion is now back in.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy Hilfiger, for some reason, is back in.
Yeah.
You would have got me 8 years ago. Nah, I wouldn't have been wearing that.
But what I'm saying is the Adidas, they ain't never had 5 stripes, bro. They were all Payless, you know, the knockoff joints, right? So imagine that. I'm walking around to school and already in the morning I'm getting up, putting the shoes on like, everybody about to be at my head today.
You know, speaking of Payless, I had Shaqs.
Ooh.
And you know what I did? You know, so that nobody would know that they were Shaqs, I would wear pants low, and I had a pair of beat up Air Force Ones. So what I did was I took that metal piece, and I wove it through the shoelaces so that everybody would think that they were Air Force Ones.
Man. Again, the things we do for validation, right? Quick question for you.
What's up?
Do you think that validation is one of those things that is a natural part of existence, or do you think that it's been passed down from generation to generation for so long that it has become natural? What I mean is there are a lot of things that as human beings we do it without even thinking about it. At what point did validation become necessary? Because we even do it with our parents. Like as we're children, we look to them. Hey, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? But were we born with that instinct, or was it just something that we created?
That was something that we had to create.
Okay.
Because if you really look at it, I'm pretty sure that the first man, as he was out there hunting and he threw the spear, he wasn't looking around thinking like, yo, like, am I throwing this spear right?
Hey, bro, did I do it right or what?
You know, look over at him like, hey, was this good? But I think it came from having to teach each other.
Okay.
And when you teach somebody, the first thing that a student will do is, am I doing this right?
Oh, that's a valid point.
And you know, and as parents, we're teachers.
Yeah.
So you don't want to let your teacher down. You want to ensure that you're doing it right. And now they're looking over at you like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this? Is this the right thing? Or maybe how should I do this? And if I'm doing it wrong, now I have let you down.
That makes sense.
You know, so I think that it's a learned behavior.
So now and with that is a generational thing. Now we're passing it down generation to generation. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You know, now if we talking about validation, since we talking about family, can we get into relationships and validation?
Ooh, yes, let's do it.
And I feel like validation in a relationship, it has to be important, because if I don't receive no validation, then I don't know if we in a relationship. Is we really doing?
Let me tell you, like, what is this we got going on?
You see what I'm saying?
And even furthermore, to take it deeper, I don't know how deep we can go on this.
We going. Trust me.
But especially, you know, intimacy is a big part of a relationship, and one of the bigger parts of being intimate with your partner is looking for that validation. Like, yo, we doing this right? Like, am I making you happy right now? Bro. Because at the end of the day, if that part of your relationship isn't being catered to appropriately, then 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna work.
Bro, we even go as far as if she doesn't tell me she loves me, if she says that I don't look good, if I get a haircut and she ain't saying like, yo, your haircut fired, wow, is we in a relationship?
Bro, look, I'm needy, man, so
you feel me? Like, I want to be told these things. I want to be like, you know, like, hey, you know, imagine this. Your wife is at work, or she's out. You at the house by yourself. Yeah. You take it upon yourself to clean the whole house up. Yeah. You clean the whole house up. Yeah. I'm talking about you done mop the floors, you done wash the dishes, you done did the laundry, you even folded the laundry.
What they don't know is we do that stuff every time they leave the crib too, just to show off.
You know, just to flex and say like, hey, it ain't that hard.
Hey, look what we did.
You know, but then she walks in and she looks around and don't even say anything. Yeah. Or she criticizes everything.
Yeah. You're like, man, what the hell?
Now you don't even want to do it.
Funny thing about that is, I was telling my old lady not too long ago, I said the difference between men and women when it comes to that stuff is women will do all of it and expect us to walk in and notice something, but men will do all of it and we'll kind of like hint at it after it's done, just to be like, hey, this kind of clean, huh?
Hey, can you go give me a plate real quick? Oh, shoot, I done cleaned all the plates. You know, hey, what you want for dinner? You know what? Let me open the oven real quick and let you know what I made. Yeah. But we want praise. And I think that's really where it comes back down to, is you want to be praised. You want to be told that you look nice today. Yeah. You want to be told that you're doing something right.
Especially in a relationship. especially in a relationship. But that's one of those cases where I don't think validation is necessarily a bad thing. Mm-hmm. So I think it's definitely necessary in a relationship, because how are you growing, or how are you knowing if something in a relationship isn't working, mm-hmm. if it's not being validated?
No, I think validation is just like steroids.
Okay.
And what I mean
that one.
And I believe that it's just like steroids. Because imagine, like, you pumping this in, and this is testosterone.
Okay.
Your body naturally will make that.
Yes.
It will. Mm-hmm. But if you constantly taking this foreign substance and putting it in your body, guess what your body's no longer doing?
Making testosterone.
It's not making it.
Yep.
So you constantly want validation. Mm. You need to get validation. Mm. You go on Instagram right now.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure there's somebody right now that's got probably, I'll say, 255 followers.
Yep.
On their best picture, they're going to get, 15 likes.
Yep.
You go to somebody else's page who has, 1,000 more or 10,000 more followers,
yes.
and they can post a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
That cereal is getting more likes than your best picture.
That low-key be blowing my mind sometimes. But.
I've seen it. You know what I'm crazy? I've seen somebody post a bowl of cereal, and I'm sitting back like this.
I'm about to go post a bowl of cereal.
And my cereal only got 2 likes. And I'm like, it's the same picture. It's the same picture. But because of that, and because you have searched for all of this validation from the outside, you cannot produce it on your end.
Oh.
And you can no longer create validation. You can no longer tell yourself that you are great.
That's kind of scary, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine you can't you can't uplift yourself.
Yeah.
You can't praise yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say to yourself, hey, you're doing a good job. You need somebody to tell you that.
And that's a problem.
And that is a big problem.
Like I said, man, I think that it's crazy because a lot of the conversation, and most people won't understand this until I say it, but a lot of conversation we have in a day is with ourselves. Mm-hmm. And if you're not giving yourself those positive pats on the back for doing things that, take you out of your comfort zone, and you need someone else to pat you on your back, but what if nobody is there to do that for you? You got to be the one that sit back and be like, oh yeah, you know what? Nobody's seen it, but this is a win for me, right? But instead, the first thing we do is we want to go and we want to post our PRs on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And,
it didn't happen.
Exactly.
If you didn't post it,
exactly. That's a problem.
And I'm glad that you said that. Mm-hmm. If they don't see it, and if no one's seeing it, then how am I supposed to go about this?
Yeah.
And you will have people that will their performance dictate based off of the audience, about the attendance in the audience. You would have somebody that's like, hey, it ain't really a lot of people out here, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take it easy.
Yeah.
But as soon as they see people, we see it in the military.
Yeah.
You ain't saying nothing all day. You ain't directing the Marines. You ain't telling them to go do this. But as soon as leadership come out, all of a sudden, now you the loudest person here.
That's what they call that dog and pony show, right?
I can't stand it,
bro. I hate it. No doubt. You know what? I've fallen a victim to it myself a few times, where I'm in the gym and if my old lady's in there, then I'm gonna make sure I put an extra plate on there.
Yeah, I'm skipping the warm ups. We skipping the warm ups.
Like, hey, hand me the 75s real quick. I'm about to chest press these real quick.
Now I'm looking at it like this. Hey, I'm gonna need you to spot me. All right. So if this don't go right, I'm gonna need you to be able to pull this off. And it just, the need for praise. I don't even think it's the need for attention. Mm. It's just the need, because attention can be good or bad. It's the need of praise.
Yeah. So, you said something when we first linked up and talked on the phone about this subject, and you said, people will follow a dream that don't belong to them just because they feel like it'll make someone else happy.
Man.
How you feel about that? Like, can you do a little bit more elaboration on that for me, bro?
When that thought came in my head, I remember before I even joined the military, my grandmother asked me, she said, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
And the first thing that I said is I want to open my own restaurant. I want to be a cook.
Yeah.
And she looked me dead in my eyes and said, they don't make enough money.
Oh.
I think I was like 11.
Yeah.
I was 11 when she told me.
Right there, right upside the head already. Telling me that.
And immediately that dream right there of opening up my own restaurant, I had drew out menus.
Yeah.
I had visualized it. Everything was gone just like that.
You should do it.
I can cook too. You feel me? Like, hey, between me and you, the best cook in the house is me.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, same thing in my house. Hey, if my lady listens to this, you know that I be putting it down in the kitchen.
So. Like my wife can't cook, but I can cook.
Hey.
Yeah. God forbid.
Hey, we got a lot in common, bro.
Always, bro. We really definitely linked up. And
I remember she asked me again. She said, what do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I done got rid of this idea of opening up my own restaurant, being a cook.
Yeah.
And I knew I was charismatic. I can make people laugh. I can tell jokes.
Yeah.
I want to be a comedian. Looked at me again.
Smacked you upside the head again. Okay.
And said, do you want to be a joke for the rest of your life?
Ah.
And I'm thinking like, Steve Harvey ain't a joke.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart ain't a joke.
Yeah.
But because of what she said, I had no dream.
Boom, that went out the window too.
So now I'm asking her, what should I be when I grow up then?
Yeah.
What makes money?
Yeah.
And you have people right now that have abandoned their dreams based off of what somebody else has told them.
That's rough.
They have abandoned they whole passion. There's people right now that can sing. They got dreams within them that could change the world.
Yeah.
But they shared it with their family. They shared it with a negative person. They shared it with the wrong person, and they sat down on that dream and they said that it doesn't make money.
Oof.
You can't do this. You're not pretty enough. You come from here. They don't make it there.
Yeah.
You know, this is a white job. This is a black job.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And because of all of that stuff, now they driving to work for a job that they don't want for money that they need. And their passion will always sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it is that they about to go home and lie to their family and tell them to follow their dreams.
Man. Ooh, that just gave me chills, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, my biggest problem with that, for real, is the fact that a lot of times when family members are doing that, they're just reflecting their insecurities onto us without realizing that they're doing it. They don't mean any harm by it, but you know, to them, they think that they're giving you good advice, and that's a problem because who's to say right now that you and Gordon Ramsay couldn't be, you know, putting in work? You know, it could have been a thing for you, but simply because it was your grandmother, right? Just because she told you that wasn't in the future for you or they didn't make enough money, you know, you never pursued that, and now it's something that, you know, later on you got to sit back and think, damn, could I have been, you know, one of those
you stuck with those
high paid
chefs?
Because hey, Gordon Ramsay get paid, bro.
Yes, he does. Man get paid to come to your restaurant, tell you that you suck, tell you that your food tastes like cardboard, hold up 2 pieces of bread and tell you that you an idiot sandwich, and he about to walk away with $1 million. That could have been you.
Exactly.
You know, and I think a lot of times we share these with people that do not understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And I remember joining the military. When I announced that I was going to join the Marine Corps, everybody had this stigma that they tried to push onto me. They did not understand the military. Nobody in my family had been in the military. I was the first one. So they're telling me stories that they have heard, the news that they have seen, and now they're trying to dress all of this up, and plus the war was going on. So they're like, oh, you're going to get killed, you're going to get blown up, you're going to come back crazy. They even made me sit down and watch dead presidents.
Without all the facts, they sitting there just giving you information.
All of this information. And I know for a fact that there's been so many people that have abandoned that. Abandoned that idea based off of what their family and friends have said. And I know you've seen this a lot.
And how do they feel about your decision now, though?
They think it's the best thing I've ever done. They think that this was the best thing. And I want people to really understand that nobody is ever going to understand your dreams, your passions, and your ideas like you will. And my mom would sit back and she would tell me, because she was the worst one. Like, she was like the biggest advocate of me not joining. She was saying like, oh, don't go, don't do this. You know, you can work here, you can do here. Now she's saying don't come back. Now she's saying this is the best decision that you've ever made. Family and friends are like, wow, you have changed so much. But these were the same family and friends that did not understand.
Exactly. And same thing for me, bro. My story is similar to yours. My mom, especially, and I don't know if it's has anything to do with where we're from, but you know, my people thought that joining the military wasn't meant for black people. So when I came home and I told my mom that it was something that I wanted to do, and it wasn't even home, I just gave her a courtesy call because I wasn't even living with my mom at the time. She telling me that I'm not going to do it. Like, no, you're not doing that. I'm like, Mom, I don't even live with you.
I'm a grown man.
Take that.
I'm a grown man.
I'm calling you out of the love for you. But she told me it was probably going to be like one of the worst decisions I ever made. But funny story now, fast forward 11 years later, I can call my mom now. And she want to show me that every last one of her for, hey, my son in the military. I'm like, Mom, I've been in the military for 11 years. I'm 31 years old. Why don't you stop showing me off now?
You know? And a lot of people, one thing is that, you know, don't hold resentment because they didn't believe in your dream. Because what we don't understand is that that's not their dream to believe in.
Ooh,
that was
heavy.
not, you know, and a lot of people hold resentment towards that. And I know I did. at one point. And I still, as a little bit of me does hold resentment because of the wouldas, couldas, if I would have pushed it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, sometimes people don't understand how big your dream is. Yeah. They don't know how good you really are.
Yeah.
And without self-validation, you can't start the car. There ain't no fuel in the car. You trying to get this foreign gas to put in it, but it ain't made for your car.
Ooh.
It ain't made. You ever seen somebody drive like one of them high-end cars that only take premium?
Yeah, and you go put some unleaded in that thing?
It ain't working right. It ain't driving right.
And what people got to understand is you know, you were put on this earth, you out of 140 million sperm, made it. You were born to win. So you are a high-end car. And if you putting unleaded in your tank, then you're not doing yourself any justice.
Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to hear that right now. That you is a high. You already won your first race.
Exactly. And most people don't take that into consideration. And not only that, man, we live in a day and age where everything is available to you. And as long as you can validate your own experience and tell yourself that you are capable of whatever it is that you're getting yourself into and turn down everybody else's background noise, you'll get to it. You'll make it happen.
And I'm glad that you brought that up. We do live in a world where everything is available to us.
Yes.
And I can go down the street right now. I can go to McDonald's, get something to eat.
Yeah.
I can go over to the PX. I can get water. I can get toilet papers. I can get whatever I need. I can turn TV on to get entertainment.
Yes.
I can also turn my phone on right now and get self-validation.
This is very true.
I can pick one of these pictures right now, post it on Instagram, and I can guarantee you I'm going to get no less than 100 likes.
Yeah, all day long.
You see what I'm saying? But if I don't, what do you think is the first thing I'm going to do?
Did I not? Is the caption not good enough?
The caption not good enough?
Like,
this is the wrong filter.
I mean, hey, post and delete.
Hey, it's got to come back down. It's got to come back down because obviously this wasn't a good picture.
Yeah.
Obviously, I must be ugly in this picture. I didn't take a good picture enough.
I didn't get my good side.
I must look boring in this picture.
Yeah.
Or I'll post a video. And someone told me this when I first started speaking. Mm-hmm. Do not fall in love with your views.
Nah.
And I didn't understand what they were saying until one time I posted a video and I felt the message.
Yes.
But the message only got, I'll say 150 views.
Yeah.
I pulled it down. I said, oh, everybody must not be woke yet.
Yeah.
They ain't hearing it yet.
Yeah.
Posted again. It got less.
Yeah. Oh, how'd that make you feel?
I said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to be speaking then.
Nah,
maybe I'm not supposed to be. And I say that because a lot of times we'll go to these places and those little hearts will catch up to us.
Yeah.
Because you would think that you're ugly if you don't get a lot of likes.
Yeah.
You would think that you're not popular because you don't have a lot of followers. Mm-hmm. Because your stuff did not get viewed or shared, that means that your content must be boring. And then it makes it worse is then you go to somebody else's page who you know nothing about.
Yeah.
And they stuff is just popping.
Yeah.
They getting 1,000 likes. They get 20-something thousand views.
Yeah.
They stuff constantly gets shared. They get shared so much you want to turn your phone off because you're tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
And you say to yourself, what's so special about him?
Yeah, what am I not doing to where I'm not getting that same type of attention?
You start giving yourself the wrong type of energy. You start feeding yourself the wrong type of food.
That's
you
all
like,
bad.
What is... He's so special.
Yeah.
Oh, his stuff is boring. His stuff trash. What's so special about mine? And it just poisons yourself.
Exactly. And then your internal dialogue starts to be, well, maybe I ain't good enough, or maybe I ain't got it in me. Which, if we're talking about validation, if all you're doing is feeding yourself, like you said, the wrong type of food, or you're not giving yourself the proper validation where it's due, then you know that's going to be that habit loop that you build. And every time you do anything, instead of saying, no, I got this, you're going to be telling yourself, well, last time I did this, you know, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And, you know, that there's no winning coming from that.
You know, and I try to live by the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
And everybody know the 80-20 rule, especially if you go to the gym. 80% diet, 20% working out.
Yep.
And no matter how hard you work out, no matter what it consists of, if your diet is crap, the results will be too.
This is true.
So right now, I'm switched up my diet. It's nothing but chicken and rice. The most boringest thing I've ever had to endure.
Hey, kudos to you, bro.
But the results, I'm seeing. My performance, I'm seeing. So why can't I, if I'm putting the right food in my body, why am I not putting the right food in my mind?
Oh, man. And that's I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people don't understand that you are what you consume. And we're not just talking about food. It's not just food, it's what you consume mentally. That plays a big role into who you grow into.
Absolutely.
So if you can feed yourself the proper food, if you're telling yourself, I'm not going to McDonald's because that food ain't meant for you, it's not supposed to be in your body, then you need to stop watching Jersey Shore too, because that's not feeding your body or your brain, I apologize, the proper information. Mm-hmm. You can't be looking at people living a life like that thinking to yourself, oh yeah, that's the way life's supposed to be lived. That's crazy. That's insane.
And then we'll start working out. We'll start going down these new endeavors. Mm-hmm. And as soon as something does not work out in our favor, we'll tell ourselves, well, maybe they were right. Maybe I can't do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And guess what your body's starting to do? Guess what the results are starting to do? They're starting to dwindle. Because you're not feeding your mind. You're not telling yourself that you can do it. You're not telling yourself that this is where it just starts. This is supposed to happen like this. And I feel like that validation, that food for thought is really food for thought.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, I think this, bro, and as far as the grand scheme of validation goes, I think that it's not necessarily a bad thing, bro. I think that if you, like I said earlier, if you're starting to make decisions based off someone else's validation and it's the majority of your decisions, that's when it gets bad, man. If anything, for instance, if you're in a group setting with some friends and y'all getting dressed to go to the club, right? And you throw on a fit, and you looking like, hey, bro, do these kids go with this fit?
Right.
And they like, nah, bro, I really think those kids go with the fit. And then you go put on another pair, you asking for their input, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're looking at, hopefully you're the alpha in the group, but if you're looking at the alpha in the group and the only reason you put on the shoes is because one specific person said that those were the shoes for the night, then that's when validation becomes toxic. Because what should be happening is you should be looking at your peeps being like, hey, what about these shoes? You look at them, they tell you what they feel, and then you make your own decision based off what you feel. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking at somebody for validation and the only reason you making a decision is because they said it was the right thing to do, that's when validation is taking a wrong turn in your life.
When you said the alpha in the group,
yeah,
is somebody about to ask themselves right now?
Man, am I the alpha?
Am I the alpha in the group as they drive around? Am I the alpha in the group?
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself these type of things. So if you want to know if you're the alpha in your friend in the group, and do they come to you for advice, or are you going to somebody else for advice?
Yeah.
Are you the one that has the answers, or are you the one that has the questions?
And don't get me wrong, that could go both ways. But the question is which one of y'all are getting gone to the most? So
there it is.
It's a frequency or a volume thing. So granted, if you're friends, you're gonna ask your people questions from time to time. But if you find yourself being the one that's always going to that person,
you're not the alpha.
You're not the alpha in the group.
If they say, hey, let's have a kickback, and your house ain't the one that they're going to, you're not the alpha in the group. Because the pack will always flock to where the alpha's at. And I know somebody like this, like, man, they don't never come to my house.
Yo,
if you're not the one that's on the grill or providing the stuff, you're not the alpha, right? And you think like, dang, I'm the one that's always bringing the waters to the,
Now look, peep this. In some settings, you may end up being the alpha. So maybe you got, we all got different groups of friends. So don't count yourself out. If you're looking at that one group, then whoever the alpha in that group is really making you feel some type of way about yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you got different settings and friends, and maybe in a different setting, you the alpha in the group.
Maybe a different setting. Maybe when the planets align up right, now you in charge. And right now what we just did was just provide you validation on where your status is in your friendship.
Facts.
And a lot of people didn't even realize.
Crazy how that works.
Now you asking yourself, am I the alpha? But this is the thing, though. You should wake up every morning and tell yourself that you're the alpha.
Every day.
You should wake up as you brush your teeth and scrub your face. You should tell yourself that I am an alpha male or I'm an alpha female and I'm about to go out and tackle the world. It should never have to come to that.
Man, one of my daily affirmations says that I'm the master of my thoughts and I am in control of the universe.
Ooh.
Which means to me that I'm going to be the alpha in everything that I do.
Absolutely.
And the beautiful thing is, one thing that I love about the fact that me and you are linking up is when you get two alphas together, it allows you the opportunity to grow, right? We say it all the time in the Marine Corps, brother, steel sharpens steel.
Ooh.
So that's one of my favorite things to tell people is if you do find yourself being an alpha, if you wake up in the morning and tell yourself that, I'm gonna take control of this day and it belongs to me, and you run into somebody else with the same mentality, hey, make sure y'all collaborate and get some things done.
Bro, what I'm so happy about this collaboration is that I love a good crossover. I love, like, you watching your favorite show and the next thing you know, you're like, oh shoot, so-and-so's on the show. I love a good crossover.
Yeah.
You know, like when they did Sons of Anarchy, when you go on the CW and you'll see the arrow on there with the flash. I love a good crossover.
Yeah.
So I always appreciate that, and it's just the union of minds. You know, like when two minds come together, a third mind is formed. You know, it's crazy. A 19-year-old told me that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I need to link up with him.
You know, I don't even know if he knew he said that. You know, because he was like, I wrote it down when I was looking. He was like, you know, when two minds come together, a third mind is formed. I said,
man.
I said, do you know what you just said?
Time out, let me.
You go ahead. Hey, go ahead, bro. But, and then as we talk more about self-validation, a lot of us need to understand that our feelings are the only things that matter. We are the only ones that can tell ourselves that we can do it. Just like what you said, you're a master of your own universe. I am the master of my universe. Yes. I'm the pen that's writing this story. This is my book. Nobody else can write this story.
Yes.
Now, everybody has an opinion. Just like on Instagram. Everybody is going to be in the comments.
All day.
But you're the one that posted the picture.
Yeah.
You're the one that controls this destiny. You're driving the car.
Yes.
Yes, there's passengers, but you're the one that's driving it.
And not to interrupt you, I was reading a book about influencers, and the author of the book made a post the other day saying, when's the last time you created a piece of content that wasn't trying to feed into the algorithm or what you think that your followers wanted to see, just because it sparked a fire under you. So regardless of whether or not you're going to get the likes or the comments or the shares, when's the last time you posted a piece of content because you liked it, not because you're seeking the validation from the other people?
Actually, when the last time have you done something that you wanted to do?
Ooh.
Not for the sake of just everybody else around you, that this will benefit everybody else around you, that if I do this, I can help so-and-so, or if I do this will look good. When's just the last time you just done something that you want to do?
And usually the funny thing about that is when you finally do that thing, that's when you find your passion and align with your passion. Because at that point, you're in the core of who you are as a being, and you're capable of moving in the way that you want to move because you understand what lights a fire under you.
You know, and I really just want people to understand one thing about that fire is that you're the one that controls the flame. You're the one that can fan it out. You're the one that can stomp it out.
Yes.
Be careful when you share your dreams and you share your passions, because you might be sharing it with somebody who's still trying to get their fire up. And a lot of people don't understand is that if I share my dreams and I share my passions with you, you may be ignorant to the subject, but you also might be going through something in your life. Yeah. So you're not even in the case. You're not able to fan my flame. You're not able to provide good advice, because the unhappiness that you got going on, the misery that you got going on, because a lot of people don't understand how negative energy works. Yeah. It's very parasitic. It is. We want to latch on to the positive energy because we don't have it within us. Yes. So when I share that positive light, I'm going to latch onto it and I'm going to take it. Yes. So you got to be careful when you share that type of energy with somebody. That is true. You got to be careful with the company you keep. You got to be careful with the company you keep, because the thing is that statement, birds of a feather flock together, it couldn't be more true. The thing is what most people don't know, and it may be taboo when I say this, but we operate our frequencies. And even if you have a high frequency, if you associate your people that vibrate at a low frequency, at some point you lower your frequency. It's like being anybody that plays sports, right? If you're playing a team that you know performs at the peak, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna perform at your peak. But we've all played against those teams that you know were trash, but for some reason you didn't get on the field and blow them out the water because you started to perform at their level. So if you're hanging around a bunch of people that ain't performing at the level in which you're performing, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to start to stoop down to their level to make them not feel uncomfortable about themselves. Absolutely. That makes sense? It does, because birds of a feather flock together. Doctors will hang around doctors. Yes. Lawyers hang around lawyers. Nuns hang around nuns. So if you unsuccessful, I can assure you that your friends are unsuccessful. And we fall victim to it. We all fall victim to that too. And we fall victim because you my man. Yeah. I want to see you succeed just like I succeed. Yeah. But a lot of times what we don't understand is that sometimes the friends that we have is actually an anchor that's pulling us down.
Man.
They the parachute that's stopping us from taking off.
Hear that one, bro. That's a good one.
You know, and it's a hard pill to swallow, because how could I tell my friend that I have known 5 years, 10 years, 15 years that, yo, man, I can't be with you, man. We're not going to be successful. Or how do I kick you in the ass and say, yo, man, you need to wake up, because we're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
And sometimes we will miss out on our blessings.
Yeah.
We will miss out on our opportunity of friendship with someone else.
Because we're too busy hanging on to what we thought was going to be there with us.
You see what I'm saying?
You know, 50 posted something about this the other day, man. He was saying, because, you know, 50 been doing his thing, bro. Like, that man is
not owe that man money. I will not owe that man money, bro. I don't care what. I don't care if he loaned me a quarter.
Bro, like, hey, don't leave no tip on our bill or nothing, bro. I don't owe you nothing.
Split the bill, please. Please.
But yeah, so 50 said something the other day, man. He was talking about how, you know, you give your boys money, you give them the game, and it's funny how you watch them and they end up back in the same position. Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, not everybody's ready to pursue what they got going on. Maybe they still trying to figure it out. And just because you ready don't mean that they ready. Mm-hmm. And it don't mean that you could drag them along. Because if they not ready, then you're going to be dragging them, kicking and screaming. And again, it ain't doing nothing but weighing you down.
Absolutely.
Instead of you getting done what you need to get done. Sometimes you got to trim the fat, and maybe they come back later on when they ready. Maybe they come back later on when they're ready.
You know, and that's one thing that a lot of us need to understand, is that we run in our own race.
Yeah.
We in our own story. My story might be shorter than yours. My road to success might be shorter than yours, or it might be longer than yours. It might have different obstacles in it.
Man.
But at the end of the day, it's mine.
Bro.
I can't take you on this journey.
Yeah.
And I said it one time in Separation, that we on this highway to success, and we trying to get off on the exit that our friends getting off.
Man, oh, that's good, bro.
But don't realize is that our exit is down the street.
Yeah,
but we want to get off
down, bro. Two down.
You know, you got to keep going. He's getting off.
Yeah.
But we don't want to. We want to go with them. And now we wondering why we not successful.
Bro, that's good. That's good. The one I like to use, I tell people all the time, I say, look, we've all had microwave popcorn before, right? It's not the best for you, but, you know, we've all had it. And the thing is, when you throw that bag of popcorn in the microwave and you hit 3 minutes, you hit start, about a minute and a half in, you don't hear all the kernels pop at one time. They don't all pop and then the popcorn done. Some of them take a little bit more heat before they can turn into a you know, what they're supposed to be in the end state. They're no longer a kernel, they're the popcorn that you're about to consume. The thing is that's how we are as human beings. Not everybody is going to go into a situation and transform at the same time. It's just not how it works.
Hey, I'm using that.
Hey, that's a tie-in right there. That's a tie. Hey, I done underlined that and everything. Hey, that one's good, because I
visualize it. You put it in the microwave and imagine you hear a couple of pops and everything. Then you know everything start popping.
Yeah.
And then when you hit in, you still hear that last one.
Yeah.
You like,
hey, he needed a little more time, bro.
Hey, they said ceasefire. Hey, that last one dropped. Hey, he dropped. You know.
Yeah.
Oh man, we definitely hit that one. So as we close the episode, what I really want everyone to understand is that validation, although it is good, and it is good to receive praise, it is good to receive praise within a relationship. It is good to receive accolades from everyone else around you to let you know that you're doing good.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, that validation must come within you.
Oh, hey, you got to be your A1 since day one.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because your dreams, your passions, those are your dreams, your passions.
Yeah.
And just like that, another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts just concluded. Follow me on Instagram at OMGIsMeech. Once again, that's OMGIsMeech. Wait a minute, hold on. Lamont, you got anything for the people? Where can we find you at?
And you can find me on Instagram at Lamont_Cordell. You can find me on YouTube with the same exact name. And you can find me on Twitter, Lamont_Cordell. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. If you ever see me out there, feel free to walk up and say what's up. I love people. And brother, again, I appreciate you for
always, man. On the show. Always. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed this episode. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.